of playing it, and maybe had a little bit of a think. And here we're gonna go, map 2 on Level Up TV. Cito versus Unknown, ClanBase EuroCup 26 Group A on Limbus. We go live. Following wins off the start, going to get that first spawn by the red armor, and straight away the rocket launcher. Not really challenged. In fact, his teammates have got the rail as well. And they're kind of just messing around with it. I'm surprised he took that position to stand up on, but it's a bit of a shooting gallery at the moment. The Cito just stream in one group, just giving them frags. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, his aim's so nice as well, their wins. You know, they weren't the hardest shots in the world, but
wow.
You know, he's so solid and consistent when it comes to hitting just every shot.
One of the most technically gifted players in Quake, you'd probably say. That third impressive there. And you can play a very strong rail game on this map. First quad is up, there it is in the hands of Dimitri. Cito played pretty tight for that one. He did take a rail shot, so he is maybe slightly vulnerable. Doesn't have any armor to his name. Lightning gun, though, he can utilise. Got to be cautious. There was a railer just there. He doesn't really know which route to take, but now does have a chunk of armor to his name. Xyrinx going to have to go in ahead, take any kind of rail damage. Just makes the jump. Nobody there. Now he catches out. Unknown! That was great rocket play from Hazard. Perfect rocket play, in fact.
Yeah, that's a vital kill for him because, you know, if he'd have missed those rockets, he'd have been down as well. And there's another unknown player there. If they'd have all gone down, that would have put him in a terrible situation.
Did just about enough at the time. Here's DDK moving around, rocket launcher and shotgun. They're going to work on this rail. Dimitri picking up cleanly. It's always dangerous.
It's a new map. We've already seen that most teams favour this area of the map heavily, having that red armour right next to the rail. And rail, as you said earlier, is such a strong weapon on this map. So many positions where, you know, you can just stand and you can expect to just be dealing out unreturned damage all the time. And you know, that's what TDM's all about. Unreturned damage. That's what makes a player good.
All the best players, excuse me, realise those positions earlier than others. Those positions you can stand in, you can just rail freely in an area. Nobody's going to take you out. Oh, DDK gets caught out there. Gerpa, pretty good stack. 150 armor to his name. Bit of a
be really useful for his team if he can maintain this for quad. You know, quads, having a stack for quad is so important, just because you can always expect to take a lot of damage at the quad as well.
He needs his team there securing it now, really. They need to try and get that upper area as well. We saw a Cito player in position. He desperately wants a rail, doesn't he? But he's going to have to go to quad now. Has he mistimed this?
I think he has.
Well, he's been quite badly because Xyrinx has got himself a mega. In fact, Gerpa just got pushed out the window, goes down there. The quad hasn't even had to do anything yet, and I think the entire Unknown team has gone down.
It was a terrible situation for them now. I mean, I'm not sure what was in Gerpa's mind then. He didn't look like he was making any effort to get to quad.
Xyrinx catches that link around the corner, but he did take a bit of a shotgun. As he passes, misses out on that rail. Gerpa stealing it away from him.
I don't think he'll be too worried though. I mean, he might have missed out on rail, but he's given his team quite a significant lead.
Direct rocket. Yeah, the other thing is I don't think there's any other rails on the map, so there's nothing really to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him kill most, if not the entire Unknown team.
It's looking pretty good early on this map for Cito. Much bigger margin than we saw in
the
entire first map.
You know, Xyrinx's teammates, I imagine they're still holding red, and you know, he's running areas of the map that really, if he's any items he steals in this area are items Unknown need to come back.
Oh, it's been unfortunate. Wynn's grabbing that lightning gun. Wynn's going for the lightning gun out though. I'm surprised he went for that. I mean, he did a chunk of damage, but he's given away a lightning gun now to DDK. It looks like maybe Cito have been pushed away from the red for the moment. Don't see any of them really around this area. Yeah, there. Well, they rush it now as a team. We see from 3 different angles they rush that red platform there. That's just good coordination. That's experience of the map as well. It's a very open area, this red though. I mean, it is vulnerable. You can't necessarily get a really tight lock on it. You are having to move around the map, get into positions, push out and try and do damage everywhere all the time. Hazard for some reason gave up that red for a second. There's only a few seconds to go before red is actually going to miss the grab now, is he? Oh, he just landed on his teammate's head and DDK managed to steal it away. That's pretty unfortunate for Hazard there. I think he would have been dead cert to grab that quad.
Yeah, and he'd had a nice stack as well to bring Unknown back into this. It's not too big of a gap, but it's always nice to have a quad to regain some momentum, really put the other team under pressure by picking up, hopefully, kills on everyone. And then when everyone's dead and there's a fresh spawner, then they're likely to go down again, and you really impact the score at that point.
Hazard just exemplifying that Quake is about rockets here. Some superb rockets in this last minute or so. I saw him how he countered the quad earlier with rockets as well. Do a lot of damage with rockets.
You do, but you can see that with his low health, the rocket launcher is not necessarily the ideal weapon because obviously he wants to get in close, but with his low health, he's reluctant to do so.
He's got himself up a little bit more reasonable level now on the 25 during that fight with Q50. Gives some way to retaining his existence.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job on red at the moment. But the only problem is, we've seen them take reds, but then the red has then struggled to get in position to take the quad. And if they really want to, come back in this, I think they're going to need to try and get some stacked quad runs.
Remember, because Cito won that first map, as you can see on the scoreboard, it's a best of 3, so if Cito take this, they win the match against Unknown.
Yeah, 2-0 will be a big win for them.
15 seconds before the next move. See Xyrinx now, this is a great example of how to just stack up and get ready for the quad. He waits until the opportunity there to take advantage of the back of Lincoln, who seemed pretty stacked himself. Who's that? Is that Wins? He deals a lot of damage to Xyrinx. We see how stacked Xyrinx was. He needs a bit of team support this time. And Hazard does manage to grab it on this occasion.
Yeah, Hazard's come away with it, but that was really nice play by Wins.
A little bit surprised actually, Cito didn't have quite as much support as expected on that occasion for Xyrinx. Now Hazard hasn't really got anything there. He's kind of thrown away his life, I think.
Yeah, I mean that was the slightest bit of splash, but that was all that was needed to kill him. But they, despite not having a high frag quad run, they have brought the score back closer. It's only 6 frags in it now.
Yeah, now this is actually very interesting because Cito will be thinking, well, Unknown have been terrible on this map. We saw against Play, and they defaulted it the match before, so they shouldn't be very good. We should win this easily. And now it's only a few frags difference. They've got to be getting nervous.
Yeah, because really, Xyrinx at the moment is the only one who's playing really well on this map. He's the one doing the damage. He's got the good net, and they can't be too over reliant on him. I don't think they can't afford to just say you take everything and we'll try and play with nothing, because I don't think it's the sort of map that it will work that well on.
Lincoln just taking that lightning gun and rail away from his teammate, giving it back. I don't think it worked out too well in the end. That rail has been dropped on the floor. There he goes. Go grab it back again, Lincoln. Full clip of ammo though.
They're attacking red, so there is going to be one more red before quad, but at this time they're going to actually be able to take it and then get it to quad.
Yeah, that's very interesting. GDK, a very annoying attack there for Lincoln. Oh, he's failed to jump backwards as well. He needs to hit this rail shot. Oh, actually Q50 dropped off. But he was going to make it and grab that red away from Lincoln. He's going to miss the quad, and Dimitri takes it away, but eliminates the quad with that rail. Gets such a dangerous position for the quad damage.
Yeah, they had 2 railers up there. I'm not sure who else was there with Lincoln, but they both hit their shots, and it's worked out well for Unknown. They're almost tying this game up now.
Wow, who would have thought it? Xyrinx going aggressive there. He's got Mega to his name. He's got a yellow armor, rocket launcher, and shotgun. Just cruising the map, but weapons just drop for him here, there, and everywhere. He's going to have to do a Superman job though to keep ahead of this Unknown team.
Yeah, I don't think he's had. Hasn't had quite the number of rails he'd have liked to have had at this stage.
Just waiting in an interesting position here. I guess trying to stack up on the yellows, maybe the Mega.
Well, he's been the man you've seen timing Mega most of the game. But I don't know. I don't know if this is the kind of area of the map that Cito really want to play. I mean, have they just accepted that Unknown so far have been the dominant team at the red area?
I'll tell you right now, you do not want to give this team of Unknown players free rails. So
exactly, that would be my concern if I was Cito.
if there's one thing players can do who are not that experienced on a map, they can always rail. They can get a rail, they can sit back in obvious positions and just rail the hell out of you.
Yeah, and regardless of which player on the Unknown team has a rail, you know that whichever one it is, they're going to be hitting rails. They're all extremely strong when it comes to using railgun.
I tell you what, we are learning a certain pathway to play on this map with Xyrinx. We see him between the two yellows effectively enter the Mega.
But this is a player that is such a deciding factor in how well Cito play, and running this route, he stacks himself up nicely for quad, but he's kind of out of the action a lot of the time.
Just managed to pick up one frag there before his entire stack is just gone. So all that time stacking up and he's not even ready with the stack for quad.
Yeah,
He'll win it though.
Yeah, exactly. He's won the quad. So at the end of the day, that is the most important thing.
There's DDK moving through. Lightning gun does a bit of damage. Eventually picks up the frag on hazard, and now rush up to the red. It's going to be 20 seconds away, so he's obviously just missed it. Oh, taking machine gun damage from every angle. And he just had nowhere to go in the end, DDK. It's good hunting by Cito. Sorry, by Unknown in the end.
It was, but they've come away losing this red area. This is an area that's kept them in the game so far. They've been playing well here. They've been getting rails. Been keeping Cito away from it, so I don't think they want that to change.
DDK gonna go down.
But DDK did have the red, so...
Yeah, 10 seconds to go, they should know the timing of it. Saw a great air rocket by Hazard.
And DDK's back again, he's right on that platform. Just got to rely on his teammates, just keep the pressure off while he stood there.
I think we can see Unknown are heavily prioritising the rail pickups as well. Every time we see them, there's multiple players there.
Yeah, and it just seems in this last 30 seconds or so that Cito have perhaps shifted their focus more towards red now as well.
That is a good couple of frags by DDK. Confiscating key weapons away as well.
Yeah, and they're playing very nicely now. They've suddenly opened up a significant lead. We're up to 17 frags the difference when we were much closer than that even a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, as good as a tied game.
DDK a bit early for red, but I'm not sure he realises it. If he stays for this, he's going to miss out on quad.
Well, he's made the choice, sacrificing quad perhaps. Wins, dangerous player to take this one. He could be caught out here by DDK's route. Oh my god, Q50 had a great rocket. That's an excellent rail frag though.
Yeah, brilliant.
He really needs to get these kills here. And he's been caught out in the back by Xyrinx. He just comes streaming out of nowhere in the back, lightning gun, into this, well, his favourite kind of route.
Yeah, he seems to still be running this route. I don't know, I don't think it's the best thing for a player like him. I mean, at the moment he's got players to deal with, but we were watching earlier, he went about a minute or so without seeing anyone. I don't think if you're Xyrinx, you want to be out of the game for that long. I mean, you're typically the highest damage output on your team in most games, so you kind of want to be in the action more, I'd have thought.
Well, I guess if he can survive longer as well, though, he could be doing more damage over the course, surviving longer, being more of a threat. You do want to stack up your best players as well. It's a balancing act.
But not if he's not seeing anyone.
Nope. Let's have a look at the scoreboard to see what he is doing. Plus 26 net, 5.5k damage for Xyrinx. Impressive to say the least. Any other stats stand out there in terms of the item pickups maybe, Vor?
Well, Cito nearly have a minute extra of quad. I think that's quite significant. Obviously on this map we know how important quad is.
Yeah, Megas are pretty equal. They're ahead quite significantly on the yellows. The reds are relatively equal as well though. So that Xyrinx picking up those yellows, that's a differentiating factor between the stacks.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can use the stack again you know, like he did in that other quad, to just secure it. Even if he doesn't pick it up himself, but not this time.
Wow, rushed pretty heavily there, but Cito in good defensive position still. Good grenade spam. Q50 better watch his back here. So dropping down from above, Xyrinx picking up the frag. He returned in time. Quad rail straight away. Yellow's up for him as well.
5-minute warning.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to take any risks on this. He can just, you know, run some items and then maybe look for an attack on red, but it's not even essential, and they're in the lead at the moment. He doesn't need to look for frags, but they're coming easily at the moment.
No one really was there to counter him. This is the first bit of trouble he's got in, a bit of rocket spam, but back perfect timing to eradicate the threat of Hazard and the lightning gun.
Yeah, I mean, the route he's running, I think one of the most significant things he's actually doing is denying that lightning gun. He's not actually in combat a lot of the time, but, you know, he's back for that lightning gun every time, and if there is anyone there from unknown, you know, they're gonna die.
It's great.
He's got such a stack, it's, you know, they've got to hit so many shots to kill him.
Yeah, it is great if you can have one player doing that.
But, you know, this is good, I think, good that he's more in areas like this now, rather than exclusively on that item route he was running. No, pushing into the rail like that, you know, with this stack, it's going to make it very difficult for unknown to take it.
Let's move out lightning gun ammo as well. You can see how well he knows this map now. It's really not a new map to him. It's very comfortable. Has missed out on that yellow. Could do with a lightning gun. Extra lightning gun. Swaps it out for the ammo. We can see they clearly want Xyrinx to have the right weapons and armor to do that damage. Maybe I should switch away from him, but I kind of expect to do something significant every few seconds. That is quite a big move actually, because the quad's coming up and they were going to
position of those kills is brilliant. You know, those players were looking to come to quad and rail from this position he's in now, and this is really important kills.
Superb work actually by Cito. We saw him defending that upper position as well, and really they had no real opportunity there to grab that quad unknown, but Wins does get the frag on the quad. There's still a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, that's essential, that kill. That at least gives some chance, but it's a long way back. It's 24 frags, 1 power up left. And we've seen, you know, if any of the unknown players do push into the side of the map that Xyrinx is patrolling, you know, he's got such a stack that he deals with them fairly easily.
Yeah, I mean, it should mean that they should have better of the reds, I know. Wow, Wins taking so many shots there. It's such good aim. It's not enough though.
No, it isn't. I think as well, you know, we've seen unknown have this red for the majority of the game. I don't know if there's been people in the position Gerper is now often enough. I mean, 8 impressives, but perhaps they could have been looking to use this position more.
Missing some rounds. We usually see him hit a bit better than he is. It's not like he's got terrible aim, 51%.
That's a really nice rocket.
When you say this is a good position for, but there's no actual real items up here either. So
no, but you don't have
to
to stand here exclusively. But yeah, I mean, shots there. I think a player like Gerper should be able to stand there and hit a lot of shots, but
it just looks a little off colour maybe. 25 seconds before the final quad of the map. Now you can get massive runs on this map, so you know it's all up to unknown now. They need something special with this quad. 15 seconds to go. Gerper moving in underground. He hasn't really managed to stack himself up or do any damage in the last 30 seconds or so.
He's just been missing so many rails, unlike him.
Really has missed so many. Managed to finally hit one with his last shot. Does become a frag as well, but they've missed out on that final quad. Xyrinx has grabbed it again. They're still paying a heavy price for that one. Nice pummel through the teleport, his 3rd pummel of the map. Oh! Could have taken out Hazard then as well as he jumps across. And interestingly, I mean, Xyrinx isn't hitting insane stats like we have seen him on previous occasions.
But it's been enough to win, and he's significantly the best player so far we've seen on this map, I think.
Well, About 20 frag difference. It's not the huge gulf in frags that maybe some people would be expecting, considering the previous bounce on this map that Unknown played, but it's still a fairly comfortable margin for, and it has been comfortable for Cito. Unknown need to practice this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can hope to have any chance of winning EuroCup if there's two maps that they can't perform to their best on. I mean, Terminus, that's not even an option for them to play, but once they get to the knockout stages, they won't have a choice. Teams will just be able to pick it directly against them. Limbus, you know, they need to improve on that because it's a map that they should be good at, but you know, they're going to need some time on it.